Welcome to Coffee and Pizza. I hope you can enjoy.
Welcome to another episode of Coffee and Pizza. And from today, we have someone very, very special from some country I don't want to say, but it's one cybersecurity professional. In this case, we have Raimo here. And Raimo, my pleasure to stay here with you and have the possibility to have someone from the magic country of where is coming Santa. And my pleasure. How is it going wrong, Raimo?
That's true. That's true. Happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Santa doesn't live in this country. That is true.
Something I like to I don't like to do the introduction to the guest here in the channel because I prefer you can do it by yourself. But we can do it deeply later. But how you can introduce yourself just with some highlights for if someone want to know about you, because I know you are CEO, but you can do some highlights of yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. As you mentioned, yeah, running my own company currently just by myself. But let's say I try to stop the inevitable cyber doom from happening on behalf of the small and medium-sized businesses. So trying to protect the SMBs here in my country and possibly even further on.
That's really cool. Also, we can say not only Santa is from there, Linus or Linus Toolbars is from there. Then you have something.
Yes, it's better of
Is
Linux.
your neighbor?
Hmm.
We can say it's like one of the most important things, maybe in technology today, because everyone is using Linux and everything is passed on Linux. And thank you to Finland to do like that. But going deeply about you, from where are you from? Okay, I say from Finland, but from where from Finland? Because the people don't know. The people only believe like Finland is like Lapland and where is Santa, but also you have Helsinki and not anymore. But I believe we have something more than Helsinki and Lapland.
Yeah, yeah. I'm from the west coast, so not from the capital area, and also not from Lapland, but western coast, so closer to Sweden and than Estonia or Russia.
Yeah, you are from. Many people don't know, but the area are you living is the name is Turku. And if I'm not wrong, I think so. I did my own scene before, just in case. And Turkey is a very beautiful place, and also it's looking for professionals, but not everything is gold. We can talk about this later. And but I want to know about how is Turkey and how was your experience when you when you born there, like because I believe like Turku is very small city. Maybe I don't know how many people are living there, but you can explain a little bit of your life there and how was.
Yeah, well, historically, Turku is the previous capital of Finland, so before Helsinki. Of course, size is relative, so there's just below 200,000 citizens or even inhabitants of the city. So I don't know, by comparison to you, how does 200K sound a lot or not?
It's not. Because if you compare, of course, the same as you mentioned, right? Like 200K is not a lot. If you compare with Spain, it's like small city. But if you compare with China, it's like nothing. Then for me, it's not a lot. Also, I was living in Thailand, and there you have very small, big cities, and then like 200K, not a lot. But also, it's a very beautiful place. We can say that. And how was the experience when you was younger there? Because everyone is explaining like, okay, Finland is the capital for learning. Everywhere there in Finland is smart and clever. It's the place where the genius are born. Then you can explain a little bit how is the school there, because many people want to know it.
Yeah, of course. Education is key, and the government and public sector does put many resources on education. So depending on where you come from, uh, it might sound amazing or not, but for locals, all education is basically free. So all the way from kindergarten to university, it doesn't cost you a dime to study in there, and you can study as many bachelors and masters and doctorals or PhDs you want. So
And also very important, like many people is saying, like the education in Finland is one of the top of the world. And but I want to know, how is the school there? Because many people, I have a very close relation with Finnish people. Then we can say, you can explain a little bit how it's, because the people believe like we are, for us it's very normal, you go to the school and you are seated there. But I know you have the concept of the open, because some schools are more open than others, and it's like you don't have the concept that you go to the school and you sit you're in your chair and you don't move from there, right? I don't know if it was your experience or it's changing the last years.
It's definitely changed in the last year, so I cannot say how it is currently. But back in my days, all those years ago, so you started your school days at 8 or at 9. The morning lessons, the lessons usually are 45 minutes. Then there's a 50-minute break, going outside, and then this repeats until noon, and then there's about 1 hour lunch break, and then you repeat the same 45 minutes schedule until, let's say, 2 or 4 o'clock, depending on your level of education. So of course you have longer days, the higher your education level goes.
And something like many people is talking about how difficult it is to make friends in Finland, and that's something I believe, like as a geeks, because we can say like we are a little bit of we can say like we love to stay alone sometimes. But I want to know, like, how difficult is it to make friends during the school? Because I know, some people know here in my channel, like I was living in Finland for some time, and for me it was so difficult to make friends there. And I want to know, it's also is the same situation for when you are going to the school and it's difficult to make friends, or that's something impacting your daily life.
I can only tell from personal experience, so I haven't noticed there being difficulty, but of course the experience is very depending on your personality. So for introverts, like very very introverts, even by the Finnish standards, there could be some loneliness and so on. But it's the friendships, I'd say, are measured more in quality than in quantity. So Finns probably have, by comparisons, a bit smaller social circles and closer and tighter friend group. But then again, the friendships are much longer lasting and much deeper.
That's very good. But also, I want to explain something for the people. Like, I don't know if it was your case, but something appears in a study. I don't remember where, but what's so funny, because I was reading, like, for us, because I am from Spain, and here it's very normally some people, some friends from your school come to your house to work with you in something from the school or whatever, or you invite your friends. It's normal you invite your friends to dinner if you are there, or you are doing some food. But like in Finland this is not normal, right? Like I was reading, like somewhere, like when you go to your friend to do your homework with your friend, something you need to do for the school, and if your friend is the dining time, you will stay alone in the room with your friend. That's true, or is it a myth?
I did notice this conversation, and I'd say personally, it's as you described, the situation and experience is more closer to my own. But as when this notion trended in the internet earlier this year, I did find also people discussing, local people, that it wasn't the same thing in everyone's home. So you cannot generalize too much, but I'd say the majority leans on this, that the uh, dinners and lunches and so on, that they are like a closed family event more.
Yeah, that's true. And also, I can say it's not my experience always. When I went to every Finnish house, I was treated like a king. Then my experience is different. But I talk about what is reading on the internet, okay? And
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, but that's something maybe like very impactful to many people, right? Because that's maybe the situation. Like, wow, that's why maybe it's difficult to make friends or something like that. Because something funny, we can move a little bit to your high school, and something I experienced it when you have a party, you need to bring your old drinks, right? That's something.
Hmm. Hmm.
That's something for us not normal, but for there is very 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 normal. When you go to party, is you need to bring your drinks, and everyone is drinking for your drink, and you can share in case, yes, it's the other is your friend and they want to, but everyone is drinking, and that's so funny. But if someone is believing like this is like where go to the grocery or go to alcohol is the grocery there for buy alcohol and buy alcohol, and do you gonna understand why everyone is taking care of the drinks because there is very expensive. That I believe is the point. And oh, okay, we are moving like a little bit of the conversation, but I believe it's interesting to know about your country because it's my point of view. I really love it and I really like it, and also I want to talk about this situation. Maybe it's difficult because in the place where we are, and maybe we are hackers or cybersecurity professionals, and many people believe, wow, these people don't have life. It's like Mr. Robot, right?
Hopefully not.
But that's not the truth. Like in your case, like was it so difficult to make friends when you was to the school, or you have friends with the same sense of same taste of of the technology like you, or how do you uh, appear for you this love to the cybersecurity, or go to this way? I know it's a very long question.
No, 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 no. It's an interesting one. Yeah, definitely, and especially high school years, and then when choosing the specialization of my further studies, yeah, the did gravitate to a certain type or a certain group of people. Definitely nerds and so on. And I don't know this kind of a chicken and an egg problem, that which came first. Was it the group that affected me, or was it myself that then I gravitated and pulled people of certain personalities and traits towards myself. And but I'm definitely on the more extrovert side when it comes to the technology enthusiast.
And okay, I want to. Okay, how was your first approach to cybersecurity? Or you know from the beginning you want to work in cybersecurity, or it was just something appears in your life and you was interested about?
Definitely not something that I chose in the very beginning, but I was very fascinated by a course during my bachelor and engineering studies, that we had information security as a course included in our studies. And then the stories about Kevin Mitnick just walking in with a briefcase to the Nokia offices and so on, that how easy it is to just having a laptop and Ethernet cable, and you're inside. And this somehow intrigued me, that is this really the world? And felt like a curtain had been pulled in front of my eyes. So kind of this diving into completely different kind of a world. And then I think then that's kind of planted a seed in my head, that there is something more than that just people see and people expect. So it was breaking expectations. So further during the years, it grew this, I'd say, hacker mentality, or that you at least need to be thinking like a black hat, or a criminal, so you can protect yourself and others.
Hmm. That's true. At the beginning, I was talking with someone with we can say with HD Moore, the creator of Metasploit. I have the lucky to have his as a guest, and we were talking at the beginning. Almost every hacker was a cyber criminal, right? Because, something like that. But because before we don't have the possibility to create this hack the box or try hack me or these labs, and the only way to do it is like to go to the real world and try, and maybe sometimes the ego was something like moved to us too many times. But also, my question is the next question is like when you are with your friends, because I know there, but we can talk about that later. But you do there in Turku, the Turkusec is one of the, we can say, important events in Turku about cybersecurity, and it's
Chairperson right here.
and we can say like you move to the area more how can I say more in the attack side, or you are more in defending.
More on the defending part. And I think it kind of came from the work and from the studies, that actually have to build something on your own. So as attacking somebody else's systems is frowned upon. So in order to have something to attack and to test, then you first need to have it. So you need to build it, and then on the workplace you usually build and develop things. So I became more accustomed to that side of the coin.
that have that in sense. Also, I was when I was living in Finland, and I was looking for a job. More of the offers come from, like, we can say, blue team, not many offensive, and that's sad because I believe, like, if you know how to break something, you know how to defend on the right side. But that's something we can tell later. And after that, you do your studies. You was in the high school. After that, university, and you can explain a little bit about this this time. How was there, and how is the school there in Finland when you go to the university about technology?
Yeah, mine was a bit well, not very traditional path, so to say, or of course depends on what kind of a lens you look for through. So in Finland you have at least two different paths for higher education. So one is the traditional university, or that's more relatable maybe for people from other countries. So we call it here the theoretical university, or theoretical science university. And then you have the applied science university that are or begin from the bachelor studies, and then after being in the you graduate, get your bachelor's, you work for a couple of years. I think it was 3 years in the industry, and then you apply for the applied science master's path, and then you get your master's from the applied science university. And theoretical science university, which is the traditional university in many countries, is that you directly kind of apply to the master's degree program, and you stay there for the or you study for the minimum period of, I think it's 5 years time. So they did cut it in 3 and 2 years to make it more manageable, but that's the basic idea in there.
That have many sense why when you are looking for job opportunities there in Finland, most of the countries are looking for people with high degrees and masters, because there is very we can say, like, very normal way to go to to do your experience, or your experience with that. But after that, you was you have a master degree, because I don't remember. Sorry.
Yeah, I do. I was, so to say, a victim of the times. So around the time when I was supposed to graduate, the Nokia mobile phone business, well, it happened. What everybody knows what happened to it. So it didn't go that too well. So there was a abundance of professionals, of engineers in the IT field, and being a fresh graduate out of applied science university with my bachelor's, I figured out I had little to no chance in the job market. So then I started looking for opportunities to further my studies, and get my master's and get a couple of more years time to for the things to cool down or settle down
You know,
in the
you
job
say
market.
something very, very interesting from my point of view. And also, when I was living in Finland, I was thinking about, because when you see in internet, you see, like, a big company or a corporation, maybe United States is closing and 2,000 people go to the street. It's like, okay, 2,000 people. Maybe in Spain, it's a drama, but in a country with 6 millions of inhabitants like Finland, it's like a terrible drama, because it's not only 2,000 people; it's like 2,000 families, and that's terrible, because it's not the same when you have 2 million or 200 millions people living in the United States, or 44 million living in Spain. It's a drama, but if you do the correlation of the numbers, it's like it's like a lot of people. You know, it's like can do a big hole in the economy of the country. And after that, then how do you start your career as a professional working in this field? We can say.
Mm, mm. Well, yeah, the after graduating from my master's study in cybersecurity from the University of Turku, the job market was a bit better, not good that it was before before the bad times, so to say. But it was better, so I was then employed in a consultancy company, and I started from the smaller areas, again from detecting and from building from the blue team side. And as I had specialized throughout my studies in computer networks, so with the switches, routers, firewalls, it was a natural path then to do more work in network security, work with load balancers, and from there I was introduced in my work life to web application firewalls. Well, they both have the word firewall in, so as I raised my hand, if somebody has seen this kind of a thing before, it was automatically given to me, and from there I got deeper and deeper into programming security and DevOps and DevSecOps and secure programming, application security, and then well, because applications are run on cloud now most of the time, so then the path moved forward to cloud security, and then hardening services, hardening servers, hardening the infrastructure, Kubernetes, Docker, and from there then the needs to balance what is enough security. The one of the revelations in the working life was that, hey, why aren't you guys doing all the security, and why isn't everybody doing all the security? So then I was kind of moving towards then, okay, how do I express the need for security and balance between resources, and try to explain that, okay, this is enough. So then you get into compliance and management and risk management.
Have to study sense also you are explaining that because that's normal, but something I was feeling, and after that we can say like you start in this world, and after that you create your own company. How long you are running your company?
This is now the third fiscal year going, so now small, starting fresh, starting new, but at least I cannot say now that I'm trying or playing around when it comes to running a company.
Because something very easy to create it in Finland. It's very easy to create a company. It's like if you compare with Spain, if you in Spain you need to pay 300 euros monthly. You have money, you did money or not, doesn't matter. Only for create a company, and also you need to pay taxes for create a company, and also you need to pay taxes for everything. It's the hell here. Believe me, if you compare with Finland, Finland, we can say relatively easy. You have the difference between a company, and you can create a company about 250 euros if I'm not wrong. And you can create or you can do as a freelancer, right? You pay the taxes. You're running in the end of the year with companies like I don't remember the name. Maybe I'm wrong. The name is Ukko. I don't know if I am not wrong. And you can create your company, and it's very easy. But create a company doesn't mean you make money. And same as you mentioned,
Def-
like same as you mentioned, like after 3 years, I'm sure you are fighting with the big corporations, because something I see in Finland, and that's something I want your opinion. Like most of the companies are looking only for the big companies to have how can I say relationships, because it's very difficult for a small company make a big corp, because most of them are running with Microsoft. Most of them are running with Netscope, with the Cisco, or big companies always, and it's very difficult for a small company create a relationship with a big company. I don't know if this something happens to you, or it's something you are experiencing at the moment.
It definitely depends on your own existing networks and then your networking and marketing skills. So about the different kind of options you have to starting a business, there are a few. And when you mentioned Ukko, it's this billing service, so you can bill companies for your work without doing all the paperwork required for getting the value added tax ID that you need for billing. So without registering an actual business, so that you can do so, that there are smaller steps in that one can use when going into entrepreneurship and freelancing. And I think the situation Europe wise, if my memory serves me correct, this one ENISA report stated that in Europe wise, 93% of businesses are small to medium size. So the companies are very small to begin with. In Finland, the number is even higher. It's something in the 95, 96%. So then this networking and niche specialization, so where single entrepreneurs or solo entrepreneurs and micro companies can do that, they can find this niche, but first it needs to be discovered, and they need to market it and become very good at in their niche and marketing their niche skills. So then the subcontracting chains and become quite vast and widespread. So it could be that large corporations, they outsource some minute or small details or tasks to these smaller companies, because the smaller companies have much less overhead, and they can compete then with the prices.
Mhm. That's totally true. And also, I was mentioning before and doing a lot of effort to explain how is Finland about the country, right? Because the people need to understand where we are or understand how you run your business. Then Finland is a small country, at least from my experience. Maybe you have a different point of view, but from my point of view, Finland is a small country and everyone knows everyone. And one of the things and more in cybersecurity is very important how you create your trust relation with your customer. And if in Spain it's important, and or a big company or big countries is important, in Finland it's very important because almost everyone know everyone, right? And someone told me Finland is a country with a village mentality, and for explain this, and that's something I have this experience, right? It's very difficult to find or create customers if you don't have contacts there. I don't know if your experience.
It definitely helps if you are good at networking and meeting people, and you have the people skills. And I'd say it's that the marketing and advertising has still room to mature and to improve. So the reliance on one's network can change, but it will need work, and probably people and the customer base will be a bit hesitant if you disturb the status quo too much. But also that with the strong networks and people or everybody knowing everybody, you have to be very careful when not to burn your bridges, because the word gets around fast. And if IT circles are small, then the cybersecurity circles are even smaller here in Finland.
Totally true, and also very important. Always, you're gonna feel when you are working in a Finnish company, this or when you want with a Finnish customer, it's like this customer asks you for references. That's very important. Your reference, your past customers, and that's something very hard because if it's your first job or maybe your first customer, how are you gonna get references? Then
Mm.
it's important. It's important in your cycle, same as you mentioned, for where you was working, and also do very how can I say networking, right? And that's why I bring to here. Like it's important that the event are you creating, or maybe you are working on there in Turkusek, where do you try to find or you try to bring these contacts together, right?
Yeah, definitely. The positive force that these CitySec organizations, and Turkusek being the first one of them all, they have changed and are still trying to change the way people discuss about cybersecurity and the matters. So definitely pulling the curtains and putting on the spotlights and being more open, less hush hush, and letting giving a platform for experts and professionals in the field to have some kind of audience to say all about all the cool things that they've been doing, about the solutions they've created, or the problems they're facing, and the trends that are right around the corner. And that is very important to spread the message then to the not so professionals in the field, so that the gossip starts going on and people start thinking also about infosec even if they're not working in the field. Because again, this connects back to the very vast and long supply chains. So the businesses that are funneling towards the bigger corporations and the bigger businesses, they are still in the same supply chain, and they're protecting them becomes more and more vital, and especially now with the new legislation right around the corner.
Something I want to explain, something we can move a little bit about the job market in Finland, because many people is attracted about the high salaries many people are doing in Finland. But today, at least from my experience, these high salaries are disappearing, because if you compare with different countries, it's this huge gap be, before existing is not happening anymore. Because the good thing today with cybersecurity or every field in technology is that you can work from where you want, and that's the companies start to creating a new position and looking for professionals. And here, for example, in Spain, the salaries are growing like crazy. If you compare with the last four, yeah, if you compare with the 4 years, like it's almost the same in Finland for the same positions. Trust me, maybe the difference is 20%, but the thing is like this 20% is like if you take off the taxes in Finland, and also you remove how the expenses is. The expensive is to stay living in Finland because it's expensive. Maybe maybe you get at least maybe you have less money, but the thing is like the quality of life, because many people don't know. At least in Turkey, I'm sure like 9 months a year is winter. and, when we say winter, it's winter, real winter. Because the people believe here in Spain, like winter is like, oh, it's quite a little bit cold, but the problem was, at least from my experience, like you cannot go anywhere because everywhere is frozen, and it's dangerous, and you cannot do almost nothing. And you can go to the gym, and that's maybe have the thing, but maybe many people will be attracted for the salaries. But we can say like how difficult can be sometimes find a job in Finland, and more for foreigners in that case. I don't know if that's why I come to your experience as a professional, and I want to explain a little bit how for you is try to find a customer, and you need to find, and also you are someone from high with master degrees, with experience with the CSP, and you are a very talented person, and for you it's difficult to get customers. Imagine for someone it's foreigner trying to arrive to the new country and not speaking Finnish, because speak Finnish is almost impossible. But I don't know what is your feeling about the job market there at the moment in Finland, for not only for foreigners, only for everyone.
Yeah, to wind a bit back, so of course, if you come from a warm country, it could feel like that there's a winter 9 months out of the year. But yeah, at least in Turku, you get all the 4 seasons here, quite spread out quite equally. One thing that I discuss many times with the foreign exchange students, for example, from the university that I meet in Turku, and also with the cooperations with the university, is that to understand, because the country is so small population wise, and everybody knows everyone, and so the knowing the local language becomes quite key. So if you again think back about that, there are many micro organizations, so businesses with less than 10 people. So what kind of impact it would make that if these organizations would have to switch their working language from the local one, be it then Finnish or Swedish, to English. So what kind of impact that would that make to such a group of people? And then what are the expectations of the organization's clients, because again they are also in many cases small organizations, or regular customers from just from the civilian life. So what is the language that they operate in, and what are their expectations? Also another thing affecting or sort of strengthening the language barrier for foreign workforce is that the public sector, compared to many countries, be it in the EU or in the world, is quite large and very well staffed here in Finland. So and they operate only on the official or on the local languages. So then, when that is also a very big client base, especially for the technology sector, then you kind of start putting one plus one together, and have better understanding why it is important to know the language even at this time.
I totally agree with you. And also, we can explain now the new law about foreigners is changing, and it's quite harder for foreigners want to move to Finland, if someone is thinking or go to Finland, think about learn the language first, because it's a key factor in many cases. And also be sure you have a good offer and your offer over the table, because if not, if you go there, like, it's not cheap country, and maybe your savings gonna run in 3 or 4 months, and that's dangerous. And I was reading and listening many sad stories about people it's happening this experience in this situation, because today, and that's why I want your opinion, because as someone is running a company, it's like the feeling from my point of view is like the economy in Finland, it's decreasing compared with the last 5 years, because many companies are closing, many companies are moving to another country with less taxes, and try to work with the competence. It's like so hard. I don't know. It's just I want your opinion.
Yeah, and an opinion is something that I can give. We're moving a bit out of my speciality, but for people outside of Finland who are interested in moving here and working in here, I suggest to study what are the costs of labor for enterprises and companies. So from the uh, pile of money, or from the money bag that your salary then consists of, what kind of slices are then going into different social programs, be it then the pension, taxes, insurances. So, and what is the size of the pie that is then left for you to spend on the things you need and on the things you want. And regarding the trend in businesses, or the uh, GDP, or how it's moving. The trend is, I'd say, stable. So it's been for quite some time, to what I understand. But if to look for the silver lining, it's definitely not dropping. So it's stable, but the stability probably has its reasons as well.
But Raimo, something when I was living there, I found is a lot of people with high education, with PhDs, with master degrees in Finnish universities, and also people can speak the language, not very fluent, but fluent, we can say, and it's working in Wolt, something like that. For the people who don't know Wolt, the Wolt is like Uber Eats or something like that. And in my city, I know it's like doesn't have a job for everywhere, for everyone, but that's something you can find, and that's something you can experience. Like people with higher education, higher educated, doesn't have the possibility to find a job. And I don't know if you experienced this situation, because I believe we have friends on common from India living in Finland, high educated, with experience in cybersecurity in Finland, and is trying to find a job. And only I want to do this. I want to say this because maybe many people like, and I know, and it's sad, because only I don't want to say to the people, don't go to Finland because it's a terrible place. That doesn't understand that, because I told you I really like Finland, and also I told you I have a very right connection with the country and I really love it. But only want to be the people like, okay, take care about where are you going, and think first before to go there, because you have a lot of people very prepared. And something I feel it, at least in my experience, like many companies don't know how to find or how you trade the new talent. And that's something I want your opinion, because when I was looking there for a job, I find many companies like it's looking like, okay, you have master degree, you have a bachelor degree, yeah, how many years of experience doesn't it's matter, but it's important, but relatively important. And this is something very important for the companies, more sometimes than what certification do you have, because you can go to LinkedIn and try to find people with OSCDP is like maybe one of the highest. We can say one top of the cybersecurity certifications. I know maybe people have this certification, and if you compare, for example, in my country, and maybe people believe, okay, I know hacking, I know a lot of cybersecurity, but I don't have a bachelor's degree, I don't have master degree, but I have the possibility to go there. And I want the people be afraid and think 2 times before before to go there if you don't have this and you don't have another one, because something I fall is like that. Like many, I did some interviews for work for banks, for big companies, and the meetings was like, first I found some like very very, how can I say, to be gentle, not professional, we can say, and others like the people don't know what is asking you, like this is not related with the job, like but we want to know about you, just but I come here for work, not to make friends, and finally you see some companies is not very clear what the what is looking for, because the same people are doing the meeting with you, is the same people going to hire you as a cybersecurity professional, and that person is going to be the same person is hiring someone for cleaning the dishes because don't have a specialty in the human resources. I don't know if you feel this experience when you was working or trying to find a job, or that's something only my experience because I don't speak the language.
Uh, yeah. Again, I'd say we're in a pretty subjective territory here. So, but I can understand or can think of some of the causes. So again, as you pointed out, the one person doing many kind of tasks again comes from the small organization sizes, and sometimes the job applications that are out there, they state things for 3 or 4 different kind of specialists to do, and but there's only one position. uh, Also comes from that there are many different kind of needs, and they might not be on top of each other at the same time, but could be that within a year these kind of tasks come every once in a while. So the widespread needs, and then the high education or certification requirement is then closely connected in some cases to the public tenders. So again, the size of the public sector, you have many tenders and many technology players then trying to answer those tenders, and there they're sometimes very could be very strict with the experience requirements and the certification requirements and the degree requirements for the experts that are then offered in these public tenders.
Hmm. I believe more in the side of degrees and masters, because certifications, I believe I have the most important one, and I was super difficult for me to find a job. But this it doesn't matter, because something I want to mention, like how patient you need to be when you are doing a process of a hiring process. Because in the some companies I did like 3 months or 4 months hiring process, or 4 meetings, 3 meetings, every meeting 1 hour. And it's like, okay, when you need to do 4 meetings and stay 4 months to find someone, is because you don't know what do you need to find. Because when do you know really, really clear how do you need and what do you need, do you gonna find easy. But if you are looking for someone like, it's like terrible, and that's why I say, like, maybe if you go to Finland, you need to have some savings, because some processes can be like 3 and 4 months. When I find a job here in Spain, I moved to Spain, and after 3 months, I stay to getting letters like, okay, you go to the next process. Like, I'm living here for 3 months. Like, why? Now I need to move, right? And that's something it's happening, and I don't know why this happened. You have some idea why it's happening in Finland? Maybe you can give me some idea.
Yeah, as I mentioned previously, it's good to know about the cost of labor. So the labor rights, and then how to handle processes and then terminations. So of course things are always changing, but usually the baseline has been on the employee side. So the risk of a mishire or a recruiting error is could be significant to organizations, especially again when talking about small organizations that might not have such large cash buffers to handle the let's say lowered production basis when a new person has to be inducted and before they become as productive as their existing colleagues. So organizations most likely are trying to do risk management with these extended process hiring processes.
Hmm. But if you want my opinion from my point of view, uh, this is does I something I asked to the to the hiring team or human resources team is like, okay, after you do everything this process, like you get successful 100%. No. Okay. Then how many percentage of successful do you have of this hiring process? Around 70% of the people, because some people after the job doesn't have a good relation with the friends, with the friends. Sorry, I mean with the coworkers, or maybe have a lot of talent and come another company and take it him, or maybe doesn't have the talent for the position, or maybe okay. And I say to the company, you know how it's working 100%? Take the person and put it working. Stay there 3 weeks and you're gonna see if this person is working or not in the position. And in 3 weeks you don't need 4 months. That's my point of view. But like that's something not doesn't happen in Finland. That same as you mentioned, like prefer to be sure, but have many factors around, and maybe you find someone have the degree and have the master and whatever, and it doesn't mean it's the person right person for the work, because maybe you need a different mentality, or maybe you need a different skills, different in the in the job offer. But that's my opinion, right? But also want to say this because something I was mentioning, and that's why I want to move to the next part of the conversation about, we are talking about cybersecurity, we were talking about business running and whatever. But I believe it's interesting for many people. It's like something I try to explain to the companies, like the delinquents or the cyber criminals doesn't have any degree. Okay, only know how to do things, and you need someone know how to take care of your company. Doesn't matter the master degree, it doesn't matter, only someone know what he's doing there. And we can talk about the situation, or when something happens very very important in Finland, like years ago, and it was like, I believe, like was the final card. It was like months ago. The guy hacked the mental health website. You remember the case, but if someone is here is listening to this podcast and don't know, like one young guy go to mental health website where everyone can hire how to say, a psychologist there, and you can do your treatment online, and someone hacked that place and say, okay, you can pay me, or I'm going to expose all the data of everyone. It was something very very important in Finland, because I don't know the number of people but was a very huge number of people. And of course, what do you talk with your therapist is something only between your relation with your therapist, and many people have something to hide from the world, and what's something important. But I believe in that point of view is only you need to know how you take care of your company. And I don't know why many companies there are focused only in the side of professionals and blue teams. And I believe it's important to start to thinking outside of the box and try to find some people more uh, red teamers and something like that, not only by software solutions, because that's something I see very common in Finland. That's why I want your opinion. Like many companies, like, okay, I'm gonna buy this endpoint, I'm gonna buy this product, I'm gonna buy another product for safety. But something I try to be is like agnostic of the brands, of agnostic of everything, and try to create my platform, not focus on the brands, and not focus on the brand solution, focus on my solutions, because maybe the brand tomorrow going to change, or maybe the brand will be hacked, because every company can be hacked. But if I trust in my ways, at least I might follow it, and I created my own platform. And I want to move to the next question. Why, how in your position, and how you trade your customers in your company, like you trade every customer, try to find the solutions on budget. I know your customers is not big corporations, but I believe also you have some customers, can be interesting to know how you trade your customers.
Yeah, yeah. The case you were referring to was the psychotherapy center of Vastaamo, and they had over 33,000 victims, and all the victims were private citizens, so not businesses. And
Was 21 years old, I believe, the guy. He did this. something like that, I believe.
I'd had to check my facts. I do not remember from the top of
But
my head.
something, yeah, it
But
was something
on
like
the
that.
younger
Very
side, yes, conviction is even now final. And regarding the why corporations or businesses are so keen on credentials, and it was a good example. You said that the attackers might not have any kind of higher level education or might not have any kind of certification. They're just enthusiasts who learn things to do. But then again, on the defensive side, when companies are trying to protect and to hire the talent, you would need to have the understanding how to verify somebody's skills, and with certifications and degrees, that is a way of risk management, of outsourcing the verifying process to a trusted third party, so that then you yourself do not have to spend resources on hack the boxes or skill tests to find out the talent. So it's a way of balancing things in the organizations. And the way I approach customers, that I still see in many cases that just doing basic cyber hygiene, doing the basics when it comes to IT management, asset inventory, uh, phone or this call tree list, or knowing who manages your infrastructure. Because in many cases, it could be, especially in small businesses, before there is a CIO or an IT manager who knows something how to handle things. It could be that your office network is from one company, your smartphones and the phone plans are from another company. You bought your domain name from a third company and the DNS comes from there. Your website is from a fourth company, emails from a fifth company, and it becomes this spider web. And the only thing that the businesses still want and need is just the things to work. They do not want to think, and I say that and in my opinion, they do not have to think too much, because they are the business owners. They are experts in their own field. It could be running a business, so accounting, leadership, management, what CEOs do, or then if they're freelancers, they're very good at photographing or nursing, to give a few examples. But then the onus is on the service providers. So then the service providers, be it the web page, email, DNS, whatever, phones or networking, they would need to have the necessary amount of quality in their services, so that some kind of security would be then put in to the products and services that they sell to these smaller organizations. So the understanding IT is could be just the necessary evil to many businesses. Okay, I just need a fair email, and I just need a web page or homepage because it's needed. Every other business has this, so I just get these and then I start using without thinking. But then you come to these. Okay, are there how's the authentication done? How are the privileges managed? Who can access what? Nowadays, email delivery is a hot topic, and phishing and BEC scams. So I say that the lack of adoption of basic email security things like DMARC, and when I start the conversations, that okay, who manages this? If we need to change, let's say, put this DKIM signing keys to their Microsoft 365 accounts, it's just glassy eyes that okay, no idea where the admin account is, no idea who manages this. Like, probably the password is all already lost, and this comes up day after day after day. And even if that would be found, so okay, who manages the DNS? Does the business owner have access to the DNS management or not? Who do they have to call? What's the response time? Do they send an email? So to implement these kind of things.
something, I believe, from my point of view, and I believe it's a good discussion with you. For me, you have different certifications, and that's why for me it's important. This. because you have certification where you, yeah, in my point of view, where do you have the certificate? It's like, do you know about something? But doesn't means do you know how to do something. For do an example, I can give you the recipe of prepare a chicken, and you can know perfectly how to prepare a chicken. But if you never did a chicken, or you never cook a chicken, you never really know how is it real true about prepare a chicken. And if we move this to cybersecurity, if you know what is a attack of the cache poisoning, for example, okay, this is like a very common act today in cache poisoning, XSS, storage, XSS, uh, many attacks today. But if you don't know how to attack this or how you can take profit of this, you never understand. And I tell you about my experience. Okay, I have some stories about that. But when I started playing around with some platforms with hack the box or stuff by myself, because I started learning by myself to understand how you can hack something and how you can get access or can get the information about that. It's like totally game changer, at least from my point of view. And I understand like we need to explain to the companies what do you do, how you can trade your data, how you can take care of your data. But in my point of view, at least we need to always have the ability to know at least or explode these vulnerabilities or know how to do it in the practical side. I don't know if you have the same the same mentality as me, or do you have another approach?
Yeah, it's a good you came up with this chicken preparation example. So, but in the food preparation example, the customer or the hiring party, so the one who's going to then to eat the food, knows probably something. But we're in the situation with this talent hiring and buying service, cybersecurity services, is that the customer or the person who is getting the portion probably has never eaten chicken in their whole life. They have no idea what chicken tastes like, what it's supposed to taste like, what good chicken tastes like. So in that kind of situation, what they are then trying to lean on is, well, okay, what are the ratings? Are there some reviews on Yelp, on Google Business, or Michelin stars? So those are something that they can now understand. Like numbers stating that from good to bad, or from zero to five, for example, and the larger one is better. So the operating concept is on this, and then to expect then the decision making party to understand the minute details of what does a certification mean in some instances and what it doesn't mean skill wise is I think is putting too much pressure on the other party.
Very, very interesting point of view, and I really like your opinion. And the last thing is how it's going there with artificial intelligence for you, because today many companies want to do into artificial intelligence in the company, but many companies don't know how to trade the data and don't know how to do with data or something like that. It's something it's also happening there in Finland.
I'd say the adoption is colorful to say the least. So there are companies, for I don't know if you heard about the business deal of Silo AI, a Finnish company that was bought for a very, very large sum of money. And then, according to some questionnaires and studies, there are organizations here in Finland, I think it was about 10% of all organizations say that they are not adopting or touching AI at all at the moment. So seems risky. And it's moving forward. So people are talking about it. People are organizations are testing it. Some are adopting it more than others. And when it comes to security, it's there are a couple of sectors or angles to think about it. So one is this going arms race with the attackers. So attackers are adopting AI to their toolkits, especially on the phishing side. So the AI tools can create very good phishing attacks. So then how would the on the defending side counterattack that or use it in some different kind of ways. For example, filtering out EDR or SIEM logs and events, and trying to be more proactive on that way. But also when it comes to adopting new kind of technology, there has to be some kind of control management and overseeing and governance, so that situations where new technology just pops up and it's being used. So there are these I think it was a Medium article that said that six Copilot prompts you do not want your employees to use. It was in the way that, okay, please, Copilot, please list me or find me the table or the data, or tell me who received what kind of bonuses this year. And because the Copilot hadn't been sandbox or fenced in any kind of way, then it has all the company data. So even the restricted ones. So then it goes all to the places even where it shouldn't be, and people who do not have direct access to such data then can get access to that data via Copilot prompts.
Totally true. This is something happening today. Then Raimo, was a pleasure to have this time and this conversation with you. I really enjoy that time, and the people can see the Finnish people also can talk because the people say maybe the Finnish people is very really introverted, but it's not your case. Thank you very much for your time. It was a pleasure, and I hope to
For
see you
having
soon.
me.
Bye bye.
Definitely. Bye.